On this video, you're going to get some really big behind the scenes access. Behind me are two Silver Surfer statues that you probably recently saw the video on. You can actually check it out right here. On this video, I did an Extrumble and Extreme Rumble comparison to see which one we should keep. And ultimately, I said neither of them. But one of my members, since stuff launches about 30 days early, so this is about a month, probably 6 weeks before you're seeing this, he's like, what if you keep both? And then it got me thinking, you know, one's a left hand, one's a right hand. I don't want our two Silver Surfers, pardon me. But what if I modified it so Galactus was holding a different character? Hey, my name is Mr. X. Welcome to the Extreme Channel. We are giving away $1,000 statues to you guys. If you want to know how to win one, stay tuned for later in the video. All right, so pardon the mess. You can already see I'm looking at some other Heralds. So what if, I almost feel like the Watcher who's over there. What if we got one of these to hold a different character? Viable. Not viable with this piece, I think. I think it's almost impossible. The board is an integral part of it, and there's not really anything in his hand. However, over here on this Surfer, it might be viable. So if you recall, this Galactus hand has two switch outs. One is the actual hand base itself, or you can do the raindrop, as Mrs. X calls it, this cosmic effect. Really quickly over here is the hand. Now, what's great about this is I could ultimately turn this into another base. We would have to modify Surfer. He has a key and a peg. We'd have to chop off the peg there. But it's pretty stable. So he could stand there holding his board, and this could be another base for me to keep an awesome Surfer that Mrs. X painted, or we could just sell that and keep the rest. Now, if we kept the rest, I really have two choices. Choice number one, put Nova in the middle. Frankie Ray. Actually, let me attempt to do it here. It's a little underwhelming, but it's easy. Woo, careful. So a little underwhelming for a few reasons. One, because the hand's too big. Two, because she's half body. This is the proximity piece that came with Sideshow's Silver Surfer maquette. I sold the Silver Surfer but kept this. And so that's one option. The other option, if I break this, I can slow-mo it, is looking at this custom Trax the Tamer. Now, the problem with this is the raindrop already has a keyhole, and then there's actually a pinhole down there as well. And he does have keys and pins on his foot. So ultimately, what Mrs. X would have to do is make those fit into that, which is very doable. We could carve out more space here, and we could carve down the keyholes. Making sure it's stable would be the negative. The other negative of this is Trax with his axe right there is about 26 inches tall. This is already 9 inches tall, so it'd be considerably taller than the Surfer next to him. But how cool of a display would it be if I had the Sideshow Galactus maquette, which we'll look at in a second, in the middle, and then two of his hands outstretched, each holding a Herald with another Herald down below. Now, the issues with this display would be that the hands are different scales and they're different colors. Well, Mrs. X could easily fix the color. She could paint this hand the same color that she did that. So I definitely think that's possible. However, I don't know if it would look better or worse doing that. So another option we have with Mr. Surfer over there, you have to forgive my messy basement here, but I live here, is this is the original base for Trax. She could actually fill in the keyholes on this and make this the new base for Surfer. So he'd be kind of a museum style standing on it, very similar to this Surfer right here. Sorry, my display lights aren't on. Some Trax slabs right there. So that's definitely a possibility. But then again, I'm really torn on what to do, because if you're a follower of this channel, you know I've been changing a lot of things lately. You're even getting some sneak peeks in the background. You see an Iceman over there that I actually need to sell. Mrs. X is, she's painting pyro right now. Lots of crazy stuff going on. I don't know. I'm kind of torn on this. I do want to do it, but again, it devalues everything. So this guy right here, I don't even have the box for, though. Not that we would be changing him other than if we painted him. However, I think there almost be more of a stark contrast between the different scales of hands if we painted him. So if you're new to the channel here, this statue right here and this statue are customs. You can actually check out the original video reviews. Here is the one for him on the purple Galactus hand coming out of the Infinity Gauntlet. Then you can check out Mrs. X's painted video of the other one as well. So like if she did the same color scheme, I feel like you would really noticeably see the size difference even more. And the problem is that the size difference is amplified or exemplified by Trax's how tall he would actually make the statue. It wouldn't have presence, he'd just be tall. So that's kind of where I'm stuck. It's another hashtag real world problem, absolutely. And one day, I do want to get some more Heralds of Galactus. He actually had quite a number of them. So I'm going to try and figure that out, but that's kind of where I'm at now. For now, these will probably go to the side. Mrs. X, who would do this, is my wife. I call her Mrs. X because I'm sure one day she will be my ex because of my collecting hoarding. But she's painting some other statues. We got a medieval Wolverine that's on the list. She's working on a pyro upstairs right now. So I really need your guys' help. Could you throw down in the comments, should I do this? So keep in mind, I would do I'd have her do this one first. So it would 100% instantly devalue Trax the Tamer, about a $1,000 statue. It would devalue this statue, which is approximately probably $3,000 to $4,000. However, the advantage, like I said, is we could sell this one for maybe, you know, anywhere from $500 to $1,000 and recoup some of that money. And realistically, I would never be able to sell these. If I did, it'd have to be for incredibly cheap. And then you combine with that I'd have to ship like 2 different boxes with only certain pieces in them. So I have to figure out what I want to do with my collection because I'm making a ton of display changes. And what I'm worried about is I promised you guys a mid-year room tour. It's already April by the time this is launching, although I'm filming it in mid-March. So this is just going to delay that even more because I want everything to be perfect. You'd be surprised at some of the collections that I'm selling, some of the pieces that I'm selling. And for those of you, it's not the X-Men collection and it's not the Venom collection, although certain pieces from them will be selling. So if you want to know what that's about, make sure you've not only liked this video, but you sub to the channel and hit the bell notification because I will do a future video. I sell stuff at the end of every single month. But for now, please comment on if I should do this or not. I would really appreciate your guidance. And keep in mind, I'm not asking if you would do it. I'm asking if you were me, would you do that? So throw that down in the comments below. Unfortunately, by the time that's happening, this will already either be packed up, not in progress, or be in progress because this is filmed so far in advance. But then I can either justify my decision or be mad at myself. I appreciate you guys. Comment, let me know. It helps, and you could win a statue. As we try to grow this channel, we like to reward you guys for watching and subscribing. So because of that, every 5,000 milestone when it comes to subscribers, we give away a couple $1,000s worth of statues. We've actually given away over 20 statues. To win one was easy. First, you gotta be subscribed to the channel. You'll get bell notifications when videos drop. Each video that drops, you wanna make a comment on those videos. We pick a random video, we give away statues based on a comment. You can say whatever you want. The more videos you comment on, the higher your chances are to win.
Heave ho. I've got my 12-year-old singing that nonstop throughout the house. And I'm just doing it now because I came from an all-you-can-drink brunch event. Much later after I film this. I edit shit later. Like, comments, hit the sub. Do all that shit. Later.